Hi here, Finns here. I'm back for another video, and today, well, I should say today, tomorrow, less than 24 hours. I can't believe that. The first semi-final of Eurovision 2025 will happen. I'm looking forward to this. I can't believe it's 24 hours, less than 24 hours before the first semi-final. It goes so soon. It's gone so quickly, hasn't it? It comes around so quickly. But here we are, first semi-final. I'm going to predict who is going to qualify, who's going to be a qualifier and qualify to the grand final this Saturday. I know, for semi-final one. And oh boy, is it a hot evening in the UK tonight. Jeez Louise, it is warm tonight. But we've got to get through this. And we've got to get through this semi-final, because this semi-final is weaker than a bag there. Let's keep real. We need more countries. I think that's it. I think we need like a 2011 where there are like 19 countries banging out for 10 spots. You know, we need that. We need more countries to return. But anyway, I digress. Now, this first semi-final, I would say, you know, it's weaker, and I feel like I've got a strong 9 that I think will definitely go through. I'm really confident now, and there's about 3 or 4 of them that are on the bubble for me. You know, near the borderline, fighting for that 10th place, and 2, quite frankly, I think are out of the competition. So, yeah, we'll go through it bit by bit. But before I tell you what my prediction of the qualifiers tomorrow could be, I'll show you. I tried to predict who was going to qualify before rehearsal started. And you see, I care. I did this whole list of who I think would vote for each other, and this was my prediction. If you can see, I think you can kind of see. Pause it, realise who's in the top 10. This is first semi-final business. That was my prediction for semi-1, and I might as well show you my prediction for semi-final 2 while we're on it before the semi-finals begin. Pause it, realise how many points I give each country. That was my prediction. So there you go. But my feelings have changed. As I said, I've got kind of a solid 9 that I think will definitely go through, or most likely to go through, most certain I'm feeling. So let's go through them. I think the country I believe can still win their semi-final. The first semi-final, I think, is Albania. Albania, I've predicted, will win the first semi-final. I think it stands out in the field in this male-dominating first semi-final. You've got Beatrice, you know, and Carl just banging on his drum. It just stands out in the running order, and I just think, why can't this give one of Albania's better results? There is a possibility Sweden could still win the first semi-final, and I'm not living in Delululand, but I would love it for Albania to win the first semi-final. So my prediction is Sweden, I think, will come second, or first, but for now I'm saying Sweden second. I'm saying Estonia will finish third. I think there's been a lot of hype around Tommy Cash. I think it's a very fun performance. Estonia 3. I think Poland will come fourth. I think people will remember Poland. The diaspora, the song, the staging, that dragon. Poland, I believe, will come fourth. Fifth, I think, will be Ukraine. I think it's fifth. Maybe not a semi-final winner, but I feel like the diaspora will get behind this. And this is the only kind of song that has got a bit of rock into it. So, yeah. And so I think Norway will come sixth in the semi-final. Norway's in. I do feel bad for Carl. He hasn't had a great week. He's had one of his teeth removed. You know, he's lost his voice, and sadly his mum has got quite ill the last few days as well. I hope she's okay, and wish the best of support to Carl's mum and that. You know, Carl Alessandro is such a lovely lad, and I feel so bad. Lots of things have gone really wrong for him at the moment, but hopefully he's going to give a good enough performance, and I think he will get Norway to the finals for sure. I think Cyprus will come seventh. I did actually originally have Cyprus as a non-qualifier, I've got to be honest, before rehearsals. But I think they have staged this very well. I do think it is there's some a bit about Cyprus that does feel a bit cold, and yeah, I'm not a big fan of the speaking verses, but I think they have put on a good stage show. I think Cyprus is good enough to qualify. I could still see it being a non-qualifier for Cyprus. Be the last song of the semi not making it, but I think it is built up to be a qualifier. Probably the usual result Cyprus will get in a semi-final. Um, and then I think Netherlands will come eighth. I think it's more of a jury song than a televote song. People said the Netherlands could be a shock non-qualifier. I think it's too good to lose in the semi-finals. I think Netherlands is going through. And finally Belgium. I think Belgium, I believe, will be ninth. Maybe as the same like Netherlands, more of a jury song than a televote song. But, you know, it's staged very impactful with all the reds, and yeah, I think Red Sebastian's going through definitely. I think even if it's going to be one of the low end qualifiers, I still think there's two countries that I definitely don't think will qualify tomorrow, and my prediction sadly hasn't changed. I do think Portugal will come dead last in this semi-final. You know, they're nice people, nice voices, but I just think it's a song contest at the end of the day, and it's just still a bit forgettable. And I don't think the staging's really doing anything for me either. So I think Portugal, sadly, unfortunately, someone has to finish last, and I do think Portugal will come last. Might get a few votes from Spain and Switzerland, but and second to last, I'm predicting Iceland. You know, they could surprise and be a top non-qualifier. You know, I'm glad the guys are opening the show tomorrow. I think it'll be an energetic opener, and it's got a little bit better in my rankings. But I just still think it's just not a good enough song to go through to the finals. They can do all they want on the stage, but it's a song contest at the end of the day. So that is what I have to say. Portugal and Iceland are out with all kindness and respect. And this is the thing I've got now. I've got four countries that are fighting for that 10th spot in the final, that 10th qualifier. And they are Slovenia, who else? Azerbaijan, San Marino, and Croatia. Gosh, I've been very torn. The bookies say San Marino's a qualifier, but they have it as the 10th qualifier with the bookies. I don't know. I'm just not feeling. I've been up and down with San Marino. I'm feeling less confident about their chances now. I just seen their clips, and I just think it's still an empty stage, and the guys that are singing are putting black marks over their faces. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure it's intended to be like that on purpose, but okay, we're going down that route. Um, but no, it's still static. I don't know. I still feel less confident in San Marino. I think they're out. I think they'll be the one country the bookies think will qualify, but end up not qualifying. A bit like Poland and Belgium last year. I think San Marino will come 13th. That's my prediction. I'm going to be completely wrong tomorrow. But I don't feel the hype. I don't feel the buzz. I don't feel like it's there. I don't think it's strong enough to go through. I don't know. It'll get votes from Italy, of course. But apart from that, I don't know. And DJs don't usually tend to do well at Eurovision. So yeah, and so the others. What I'm going to go for, as I believe the 10th place qualifier will be, and I feel like running order, which of these countries will do better in the televote, I'm going to say it's going to be Croatia. I know it's not loved by the bookies, but you know what happened to Latvia last year. I still have faith in Marco. I know it's not certainly in. I know there is a possibility there still could be a non-qualifier for Croatia. It'd be a bit of a disappointment considering Baby Lozano almost won it last year. But I think Croatia will get votes from Slovenia, Albania, Cyprus, and the rest of the world vote. I think there's creativity in this performance. I think there's just something there that might hook the casual viewer. I think it will go through. I don't think it's easily going through. I think it's going to be quite tight between 10th and 12th, possibly in the semi-final. I do think Azerbaijan will come 11th. I've got this feeling they're going to come 11th. I like it. I feel like the staging brings joy for Azerbaijan, but I do remember this gives me hints of one Milikali La last year for Australia, and that didn't qualify. And I was like, oh, this is easy qualifying for Australia, and it didn't happen. I was living in Delulu land, but they did come 11th, and I feel like that could happen to Azerbaijan, sadly. I want Azerbaijan to qualify because I like this song, and I like the lead singer being Jewish and saying Yulava is like a sister to him. That's so nice. And also Gabby saying, from San Marino saying Israel is his favourite entry this year, which is also quite nice. He gets more points in my opinion. But it's not about personalities. I think Azerbaijan will come 11th. And I think Slovenia will come 12th or 11th. I would say 12th for now. I don't think Slovenia is coming last. Because I think in their rehearsal recap clip, when his wife appears, I think that's a really nice moment. And if they had that in the actual recap of all the songs, and the voting recap, I think that could be really effective. Because it's really the only heartfelt song in that semi-final. I do think that it's unnecessary to do the flipping bit upside down. And the running order between Poland and Estonia. I don't know. I have Slovenia out. But I wouldn't be surprised, like, if it is the only heartfelt song. I could still see Slovenia be the shock qualifier. Maybe. Yeah, it's hard. But I'm going to go with my gut and say Croatia's more televote friendly. Heck, we could even have a ex-Yugoslavic wipeout this year, because I don't think Montenegro and Serbia, much I love Montenegro and Serbia, but nobody's out that region's a certain lock to the finals, so ex-Yugoslavia, you're in danger this year. So to recap quite quickly, my prediction of semi-final 1 for Eurovision 2025 is Iceland out, Poland in, Slovenia out, Estonia in, Ukraine in, Sweden in, Portugal out, capital letters, sorry, Norway in, Belgium in, Azerbaijan out, San Marino out, Albania in with capital letters, Netherlands in, Croatia I think will be in, and Cyprus in. So, what do you think? Comment down below in the comment section below what your prediction for semi-final 1 for Eurovision 2025 will be. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, even if it is going to be a weak semi-final, and seeing how this new announcement qualifying system's going to work. Is it going to be a hot mess? I don't hate it. I'm quite looking forward. I was worried it's going to be like a Britain's Got Talent style. But no, they're going to show 3 faces at the time, and maybe it'd be even more tens, I don't know. It could go on forever, it could be a hot mess, but let's see. Nothing can be worse than Eurovision 2009 qualifying announcements. Let's keep it real, but anyway. What do you think? Comment down below in the comment section below, like and subscribe to this video, and I'll be back tomorrow to find out who will be our first 10 finalists and whose 5 countries we will have to say goodbye to tomorrow. So until then, goodbye people, goodbye.